Welcome to another edition of the Higher Learning Podcast. It's your host, Ram, with my panel, Dev, and Taz. What's going on, y'all? What's good?
What's
What up,
good? What's
Dad?
good? What's good? Good
Make,
evening. Good evening.
make sure you guys follow HNS420 on Instagram and Facebook as well. HNS420 underscore HNS420. Make sure you follow Politic and Broadcasting on YouTube. Also, Politic and Broadcasting on Instagram as well. So, how did y'all days go today?
Man, I just woke up from a Kush coma. Hey, I would keep it A1 at it, man. You see my eyes, they barely open. I just woke up. Now my day is beautiful. I'm getting ready to come out there. So, just getting prepared to come to California, man. I miss it out there, man. Dealing with this heat out here. I'm dying.
It's been hot out here. It's been hot out here. It's been
Arizona,
good.
Arizona.
80, right?
I'm in AZ.
85.
I'm in AZ. I'm in a whole type of different
man.
hot. I'm like
Yeah.
close. I'm like 10 miles close to hell type shit around it. Devil running around this motherfucker butt naked, streaking through the apartments. Swear to God, it's that hot. It's like, man, you wake up before 12, it's already like 105, 106. You know what I mean? 10 o'clock.
Dang.
It's 107 already. Tell me.
Crazy. Well, my day
Yeah, it's
been
real.
cool. I worked that whole 9 to 5 situation, so a lot of my energy is definitely put into that. So that's pretty much what I did.
Woo, man.
What about your hard working ass, Mr. Ronnie?
You already know, man.
Come on,
You already know
let
what's
it go.
up over
Let it
here.
go. Just let it go, man. Let it go. Vent to us.
Man.
We want to know.
Bruh, I don't stop working, it seems like. It's just, from work up here and having kids and, what I'm saying? Your day is unpredictable when you have kids because you get teenagers, they got other agendas. So you got something to do and they be like, well, Dad, you said I can get my nails done today. And you forgot about that whole shit. So, what I'm saying? They go get their nails done and it just throws off you. It's unpredictable with kids, man. So,
Man,
I don't stop working. I'm there, rarely get time to myself. So I feel like I'm gonna have to take a break one time away from everything and
eventually. That's what we work hard for, don't we?
Yeah, that's true. That's
Man.
true.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all both got kids? I mean, I know Ronnie does. You have kids?
I got an 11-year-old. She'll be 11 on Thursday, and then I'm having a little boy. He due in August.
I know you're happy.
Oh man, yeah, I got my junior, man. So I'm like 11 years later. You know what I mean? So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's definitely beautiful, and
Congrats.
the mom is kind of like
get a
love
text.
of my life. But what?
Dad, can you pay my phone bill? Like it just doesn't stop. Whoa, $100 on nails, and now
$100
on phone bill.
Nails are $100.
Dude. Hey, no, we gotta have a discussion.
So that's $50 each.
We gotta have a discussion about this nail shit, dude. This shit is getting ridiculous, dude. No, real shit. You got now, excuse my language. I'm sorry, Lord, but I'm just it's really disrespectful. It's really disrespectful that these Asians is really charging $120 to get the nails and the feet done now. What's going on? Talk to me now. Talk to me now.
A black nailtician, and she is a mobile nailtician, and she comes to my house. So I never want to go back to the shops ever. I can communicate with her. We have great conversations. No offense, but I should be able to get a service and be able to communicate.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, they be in there talking shit about you.
A black woman. She comes to my house every month.
Sue Young be in there talking shit, man.
Sue Young be in there talking big shit, man. Sue Young, man. Tell you, boy. Be ready to knock.
Same thing with my car. Like I found somebody that comes to my house to wash my car. Black person, black man. I don't have to go to the car wash no more. And no offense,
he got a truck.
I have to understand what we're doing. Like, can you help me understand what's going on with my car? You know?
Oh yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's dope.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. Okay. So we're gonna bring up the first question here. You know, when dating, you feel me? The old traditional way was, if you a nigga, you want a female and you courting her, you gotta pay for everything. You gotta wow her, pull up with the flowers and the candy. You feel me? That's the old school shit. And you gotta take her on some date and make sure you pay and not no cheap shit. So throughout the years, women have fought for equal rights and equal this and equal that, which I don't disagree with to a certain extent. But does that come along with a change of men paying for everything? I want to ask you first, Devery. I'm gonna highlight you. What do you think about men paying for everything?
Man, well, when I first heard this conversation recently, I thought that was interesting because I know that men paying for everything, like historically, it had to do it because they worked and women didn't, right? They stayed home, took care of the kids, and so here we are. It's different now, right? Especially with the whole change in, like, a lot of the Black women are still working in corporate. A lot of, the men are not. They're finding their way toward their own businesses. It's just a different dynamic. So a lot of times I know the women are working in corporate and these, for companies, and it's consistent income versus, like, a lot of the men, they're finding their way. So it's like, on and off. It's just different nowadays. But to answer the question, I say no. Because I think, especially nowadays, and living in Cali, in LA, it's stupid expensive. So 2 incomes is better than 1. And so I would say, why put that all on the man? And then I'm going to say this. I feel like sometimes when that happens, a man perceives that as control. Like, control of me if he's paying for everything. I just, no. So I'm going to say no. What do y'all think?
Let me get it, man.
So Ted, you got the floor, man. What you think?
Okay, so I watched the little Kevin Samuels little interview, so I can see it from both sides. I have dated women in my life. Most of the time when I initially take them out, of course I'm gonna pay for everything, and like you say, court them. You know what I mean? Because you're trying to show them, like, hey, look, I can do this. Like, I can do this. I can take you out, can wine and dine you or whatever. But now when we're talking about being in a relationship and we trying to build together, I don't feel like a man should pay for everything. No, I do not. It is hard in life now. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. Things are unexpectedly happening in our lives every day. You can't just put that strain on a man in the world that we live in today. So yeah, I don't think that's not it's just not, how do you say it? It's just not reality. A man can't pay for everything. So if a man pay for everything, then you lean on this man, and then something happens to this man. Now what happens? So I just don't believe that that's reality today. It's not reality today. A man just shouldn't have to. A woman should come and meet him halfway, and we build together. We live on top of the world together.
Build together.
You know what? I kind of agree with both of you guys' points, and just to add my own to it, it's really tough because at our age, 30, I'm 37. I'm sure none of us on this call is under 30, so it's kind of the same group. You're expected to have a certain, or to be a certain place in life when you're this age by a lot of women. Understandably so. You don't want to date somebody that ain't doing shit or that can't do anything. So a lot of men will say, well, why do you want to look past me if I'm building or if I'm doing this or I'm doing that. And I used to think like that, and I partially agree with it. But at the same time, I'll say, don't date yet until you have that together, so you won't have that problem. So don't seriously date. Now, if you want to be out there smashing and doing your thing, I ain't gonna ever tell a nigga not to go or a female not to go get your rocks off. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. Go get your rocks off. But you know what I'm saying? If you trying to seriously date somebody, you know, you definitely want to show as a man that you can provide. You feel me? So maybe the first date you pay for everything. Maybe the first couple days. But like Taylor said, when you become a unit, if you're going to sit up here like Devery say too and expect a man to pay for everything inside of a relationship, you probably going to be single for a long time because that's some dumb shit. How expensive California is unless you're dating a real made ass nigga.
You know, like, I wanted to add this, Ronnie. Like, this is what I'm saying, because we come from the struggle, Ron. We come from the struggle, right? So look, if I came up and I ended up being rich, hey, the girl that I was riding with me while I was broke, of course. Hey, baby, look, your little pocket change, you keep your little pocket change. I'm gonna take care of everything because I didn't ran across the bag. Now that's a different story. But if I don't got the bag like that, like you feel me? Help me! There's a lot of pressure on it. It's a lot of pressure on the black men today too. Like,
no, it's a lot of
that's
pressure,
why you think
for sure. I agree.
Everybody is just out here with chickens with their head cut off, doing and doing anything just to get niggas is doing anything just to get the bag, to impress a woman. But that's the cycle we living in right now. It's just
that's a good point, man.
Like, no,
I won't necessarily blame it on. I think that's a good correlation though. A lot of niggas is out there trying to get money and doing extra out shit to get money so they can impress women. And you know, a lot of women are attracted to niggas with money or things or niggas that appear to have money. So
I was gonna say materialism though.
Materialism, chains, nice car, Jordans, but don't own a house. And I'm not knocking anybody that do that, but you know what I'm saying? You appear to have money. That's what a lot of women are attracted to.
Right.
You know, moving right along because we could be on that one all day.
I know.
When we're out there protesting and fighting for equality,
10
should white people join our fight?
10 chains, Mercedes Benz, Jordans.
Looks like you behind your why does StreamYard do this to us? Oh man, his web is behind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
So do you think white people should join?
What happened? What happened?
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What happened? Oh, he got kicked off?
Yeah, because his audio was tripping, so he's trying to fix it. So he probably had to go out and go back in.
Oh, okay.
He might need a new computer. It does this to him every time. Like it'd be tripping on him.
I remember this last time. Yeah.
Yeah. So my question was, should white people join blacks in our protests for change in law reform?
That's a tough one. And I'm going to say this because I understand the support, but then again, it's like they're historically, right? Systemically, white people have taken over whatever we do. Like, whatever it is, they want to take over. So, I mean, we've invented things. We have created just all kind of things. And it just seems like the takeover, always. So it's like it appears as you want to be a part and support, but then it's the takeover. So and then the narrative always changes somehow. So I would say right now, this reminds me of like Black Lives Matter, right? So I would say 2020, I would say George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. A lot of these protests were because of how Black people are being treated, killed, right? And then you have Black people that are wanting to protest and to fight for, changes within the law, just different things. And I was out there some of the time just to observe and feel the energy, just to see like how real it was, because you see it on TV and you're like, okay, so I actually got a feel of it. But what's odd is where it's like, okay, it's about, Black people, but then you have all these white people that join. And so it's like, I don't know, it's kind of 50-50 for me, because it's like you appreciate the support, but then it's kind of like it became to the point where in LA, all of a sudden you looking around, ain't no Black people out here. It's just all white people. But isn't this about us? So somehow the narrative be changing, for some reason when they start joining our fight, or I guess trying to support our fight. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think?
So Tez, can you hear me? Tez, can you hear me? Oh, he looks like he's frozen. He look like he let it go. Let it go. It's frozen. Can you hear me, Tez? I guess not.
Mm-mm.
Let me see.
We may have to go out and come back in again.
Yeah. Can you hear me, Tez?
Why is it
I
doing
know.
this?
This shit crazy.
Ooh.
This
Can you
shit
hear
crazy.
us?
I think he can, but it's like coming in delayed, so he's having
Okay.
delayed responses.
Ooh, wait.
Yep, he having delayed responses. I think he probably gotta get another computer.
Message him
Um,
and message him. Tell him to switch to his phone or something.
right. I'm gonna text him. But what do I think about? I think I have mixed feelings about it. I think they definitely should, but it has to be with the right intentions. And to me, um, the intent with a lot of white people throughout the history of this country has never been pure. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, the whole protesting. You see a lot of white people out there, and you wonder what it's for. Like you want to think that it's good, but
Right.
it's
What's
like,
your agenda here? Right.
what's your agenda? Like outside of this protesting, what do you want to go home? Are you trying to convince your racist white families to start seeing this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the main thing for me. Like, um, if if you're not trying to convince, for me, your own people, because to me, every white family has racism in it, and if you're not trying to convince or talk against racism to your white family, then I think it's just fake. At that point, just stay out of the way, because we don't need you out there fronting and protesting with us in the streets, and that's
Right.
not how you really live in real life. So I think if they're going to do it, it has to be pure. It has to be pure with pure intentions. But my belief is, and sometimes it's not even on purpose. They just have subconsciously the intentions are not pure at all, at all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, it's
Um,
always interesting to see that. So it's one of those topics. It's like, I don't know. I just feel 50-50 about it, because I feel like we like the support, or we need the support, but then is it really support, or is it just what's the agenda? Is it eventually to take over in a different way? Or, just understanding that some of those protests, they were funded by people, different people, not by Black people, you know. So it's pretty interesting. So yeah, just something to think about.
Definitely. So talking about switching gears a little bit, and thank everybody for watching. All those that are going to watch later, Higher Learning Podcast, as we grow and continue to push out content and stay on the journey. Thanks everybody for watching. Switching gears. You notice the difference with the style of dress for when we were little or when we were children or teenagers or young adults. The style of dress and what's popular and what's in has changed drastically. I remember late 90s, it was, baggy crease jeans. You had to have crease jeans when I was in junior high school and, Pendletons.
My uncle still dressed like that, okay, with the crease jeans. They gotta have a crease, okay? They do not be playing with the crease.
You know what I'm saying? The creases and shit. You had to crease your jeans. It was a certain style of dress. And it took a turn a couple years ago. You're seeing skinny jeans and skirts, and I just never felt comfortable wearing pants so tight where my nuts couldn't breathe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't move, and then my print is showing. Like, the question is men's clothing becoming feminine, and is that a part of a bigger agenda? Is that a part of demasculating men? I want to know your thoughts on that.
I would definitely say the agenda definitely is to emasculate men, especially Black men, because it goes back to them, they, whoever they are intimidated by Black men, especially um, men that are masculine, right, strong, especially the Black man, right. They, with intention, you have clothes now, such as like, I won't name specific brands, but I can, but I won't. But the clothes are just almost looking like women's clothes. And then you look at stuff like the BET Awards that just came out, and I'm gonna speak on it. You had a lot of some of the male artists. They had dresses on, skirts on, and really promoting the fashion, whoever's fashion that was, and whether it was for money or whether it was whatever it was for, there's thousands of young men looking at this person that is dressing like a woman as a man. And so all it does is it triggers that in other kids, other young boys, and it's I don't know, it's obviously it's a bigger agenda than just what is in front of us. And I would say that because it's connected to Hollywood. So we won't even go there about Hollywood and their and what they've done. But just sticking to the topic, yeah, men's clothes are definitely coming tighter. They're looking like dresses. And I remember seeing the evolving of the male's clothes looking more like a dress. So it's pretty interesting to see that and know that this is happening.
I definitely agree. Let's see. Can you hear me, Taz, or is it still lagging? Can you hear me? Nope. I don't think you can. So yeah, I think I didn't watch the awards, but I definitely noticed. I'm noticing all the time how my question to you is, so if it is a plan to demasculate or to end masculinity or to dumb it down a little bit, what's the plan behind that? Is it maybe to promote? And there's, once again, before I say this, there's no disdain or there's no hate towards the LGBTQ. Did I say that right? Community.
Yeah, I think there's another letter on there too, but I think you got it right.
Oh man, I'm sorry if I messed up, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't have any hate or dislike towards that community. But my question was, is it to make men homosexual to stop reproduction, or to slow down reproduction of children? Because as we know, men can't have a baby. Two women could by being inseminated or having sperm inserted inside them. You know, that's how it could happen. But it's a whole process. You know what I'm saying? Is that the purpose, to depopulate the earth?
Man, there's so many things that are contributing to the, you know, effeminizing men, you know, such as like the hormones in the food. You know, we can talk about that. There's many hormones that are being placed in the food, and affecting the male hormone. So it does make you wonder, what is the whole agenda to make men feminine? I would say through Hollywood, TV, rap music, it's really targeting the black man. That's what I would say. And so to me, if the black man is more, you know, feminine, that makes him less intimidating. That makes him less, you know, able to you know, just be the powerful being that he is. It decreases that, which just to me, it connects to the agenda for the white system to continue to take over and enslave, you know, black people or just people in general. So
I see where you're coming from with that. Definitely see where you're coming from with that. With black people being a target here. Some people want to call it a conspiracy theory, or you know,
call me a conspiracy theorist.
I've been called that once or twice in my life, but
they always say that about me.
I'm saying, when are we gonna stop calling it a conspiracy theory when it's right in our fucking face?
It's crazy because people just think like there can't possibly be an agenda to harm people, and it's like, why would they want to do that?
Right.
That's what people ask. Why?
I mean, shit, why not? It's been happening since the beginning of time, but
absolutely,
people have to realize as the time changes, they weren't going to be able to just do everything the same. For instance, slavery. What did slavery evolve to? Okay, we got freed of physically being held captive and physically being made to do certain things.
Right.
It went from that to segregation. So that's another form of slavery, because we weren't allowed to drink at certain places, eat at certain places, cross certain lines on the town. And Emmett Till happened. And other situations like Emmett Till happened. Our kids were being killed for allegedly whistling at white women. So they had to change it up. Fast forward to today, the police. They can't just go lynching people, beating people. They can't get away with that shit no more because the technology and what era we're in. So yes, they have to use the police, hide behind the police. Why do you think every single time, besides this bullshit ass Derek Chauvin conviction, every single time the police are getting away with murdering black kids? We have to get mad at more than the police. It's the system. They're the ones that's letting them get off. You know what I'm saying? People always say black on black crime. Oh my God, why are we tripping when we kill each other? I don't disagree. We need to stop killing each other. But the fact of the matter is, when we do stuff like that and we kill each other or attempt to kill each other, we're not getting off. We're going to jail. We're going to prison. Okay?
Cage.
We're getting in cages. You know what I'm saying? There's consequences, there's repercussions. The police, on that hand, they're supposed to protect and serve, and they're killing and getting away with it. So the system is saying it's okay to do that. So I think that goes over people's heads. Your system that you believe in is telling you that it's okay to murder a black child who doesn't have a weapon on him. or who has a toy
running
gun,
away from you, and
running away from you, or
but
who has
that goes back to slavery when the black man was running right away, not wanting to be beat, right, and then you were being whipped or you were being chased or gunned down. So
right.
That whole scene goes back to the white police officers killing the black boy from running, or
right.
and with no weapon. So
No weapon. Like you said, it goes back to that. I mean, even what's his name? Freddie Gray, who couldn't breathe, or the gentleman that was selling the cigarettes. How they're literally choking these guys to the Eric Garner. There we go. Eric Garner, and I think Freddie. Something happened. Freddie, I'm getting all these. There's so many. I'd be getting them mixed up. Eric Garner. Another ridiculous one. Michael Brown, Tamir Rice, who was holding a toy gun, and the person that called and said that it was a toy gun.
Crazy.
I don't see the Tamir Rice situation. I think that it has become like people overlook that so much. It's like when the police pulled up, they opened fire within what was it? I think it was less than a second. You know what I'm saying? Like the call was there's a kid outside who's waving a gun at people. It's probably a toy gun, but he's waving it. So if you hear that on dispatch, this is the call. It's a kid with a toy gun. Wouldn't your first thought to be, okay, let's pull up, let's talk to the kid, even from a distance. You ain't got to walk up on him, make sure it's not a real gun. Likely, if you're cops, kids are going to be scared. So if you would have tried to at least talk to him, the little boy would have probably told you, hey, this is a toy gun. I'm sorry if I'm doing anything. Do you want me to go in the house? Whatever the case was, there should have been some type of talk. These niggas saw that it was a black boy rolling up, and they had it in their minds that they were about to kill him, and people don't want to admit that. They opened fire within a second. No questions asked. That is blatant racism.
Yeah, it's crazy because even like with my nephews, if they like, I remember recently they went to a party and they had got toy guns, and immediately I'm like, as soon as we leave, I'm throwing these away because you cannot have these. Because in my mind, I'm like, I'll be damned if police kill you because they think this is a gun, a 9-year-old boy with a gun. I threw it away. No, you can't do it. Can't play with it.
That's my dad. My dad never liked us playing with guns, and it's sad that it has to be that way because, as a little boy, you love water guns. You love toy guns where you could shoot a wall. Like, it's fun, you know what I'm saying? And you can't even be a kid because you're black without worrying about losing your life because the police is going to open fire on you when then they see guys like Dylan Roof that went in there and murdered 15 people, and, you walk him out in handcuffs and take the nigga to lunch. And then, the white boy that shot those 3 people during the protest, and was waving a shotgun walking, and they drove right past him and just he waving a gun. Like, why don't you see him with a gun and with a real gun and open fire on him? Absolutely. Like, what the fuck? Like, what's the difference?
Right.
So, it's really hard, when people don't comprehend that. That's one where we could definitely sit up here and go at all day, so we're going to switch gears a little bit. Rap, hip hop, love rap, hip hop, always have. The question is, has the current rap culture played a role in damaging black girls? And before I turn the screen over to you, I just want to say, keep in mind, not only the current rap, but the history of rap, especially, starting with the West Coast back in the 90s. And I love West Coast music. This isn't a knock, but you had songs like Bitches Ain't Shit But Hoes and Tricks. You had songs like Ain't No Fun If the Homies Can't Have None. And I was in junior high school, when that song came out. So of course, as a little boy, you following that shit. You
Yeah.
following that mentality at least. So I want to say, you know, it could go back to then, but I'm gonna let you take the floor on that one.
Man, this right here is an interesting topic, and it's so much it's so much to say about it. But like if you like you mentioned, Ron, to go back to um, say the 80s or 90s, like I go back to like Queen Latifah, you know, UNITY, you know what I mean? Like that was all good, that was positive. Or like Lauryn Hill, she was uplifting black young girls or just young girls, letting them know like all they want is what they want, like she was educating young women, um, uplifting us. And then you had this part of the other rap culture, like you mentioned, that evolved. I think in the '90s, where it was like, you mentioned, it ain't no fun if the homies can't have none, and even I think like a Little Salt and Pepper was kind of talking about some sex and things like that. And I remember like rapping the words, and I didn't even know what it meant. So I think, and that those are the type of things that get in our subconscious minds, right? And so over time, here we are, 2000, where we at, 21, right? Now we have rappers such as like, I don't know, I just know a lot of them talk about pills, lean, all these drugs, and then you have this culture as well as wearing the dresses. Um, so a lot of that plays into the, I think, confusion for if we talk about black girls, right? That's all confusion. But going back to like some of the culture, some of the rap that I've heard, I just think it promotes, like a lot of the rap promotes threesomes. A lot of them promotes, um, you know, a woman having a girlfriend, or just it's no longer like respecting yourself, and or it's just like promoting for girls to be like men, and really we're not designed like men, you know. Um, yeah, it's a lot, So I think that it plays a major role in girls having a lack of self esteem, because they don't look a certain way, or their skin is not a certain color, meaning like, light skin, or either or their hair is not, considered good hair. A lot of the songs over the years have played a role in, I think, the confidence of young black girls, and just even the bodies. A lot of women are doing. We talked about it earlier or before we got on, where a lot of these girls are they're women now, right? That are getting the surgeries. The butts, whatever, the breast, and to feel a certain way or believe they will feel a certain way because of the attention they will get from men or people in general, females, whatever you like. But I would definitely say the culture has played a major role in damaging black women's, or young girls, I'll say, self-esteem, for sure.
I definitely follow everything you're saying in regards to that. Matter of fact, I had a recent conversation. I have two daughters, for those that don't know, teenage, going on 16 and 14. So my youngest daughter, she's attracted to white boys. And I don't like that shit. I ain't even gonna lie. It ain't on no racist shit. It's just that for me, I just don't see, unless the white boy was raised around a real black family and was seeing certain things.
Black
It's
culture.
it's hard for me to imagine him being able to handle and take care of my black daughter properly. He might be able to provide money and all that other shit, but there's certain things that a black woman needs that I don't believe a white dude could necessarily give them unless they've really been raised around the culture very tightly. And even then, it's just like, but at the same time, She says the reason behind that, and this is already this is she's only 13, going on 14, and ever since she can remember, she said black boys are mean to her. You know, they talk about her hair, they talk about this, they talk about that. You know, black boys aren't being taught to respect black girls. It's not funny that a black girl's hair is short or quote unquote nappy. And I'm looking back at how we were in junior high, and I'm like, damn, like I wasn't necessarily the type to do that, but I hung around a lot of cats that did. And obviously they didn't know any better, but the girls that had short hair or was dark skinned, you made fun of them for being too black. We gave them a complex, man, doing that. You gave them a complex.
I remember being clowned because of my lips. They were somebody called my lips DSL lips.
Yeah, exactly.
Big
like
lips. And I was in junior high, and I'm like, I didn't even know what that meant. And then I found out, but that will make you feel like, you know, insecure about your lips because a black boy is making fun of them, you know?
Right. So I'm like,
yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, it's valid because how can a black girl feel protected and safe by a black man if all her life she's been getting teased by him? And I don't think the black boy means no harm at the time, but looking back,
ignorant.
You know, even though I wasn't taught to be like that, I can't say that I didn't join in. And it was a girl that a black girl. I guess I'm not gonna say her name, but she went to junior high. She went to Palomars, and I remember in the class, you know, it was a Mexican dude and another couple dudes that used to call her No Hair because her last name was Hair. But she had hair though. But they used to make because she was black and her hair was shorter than Mexican girls, they teased her for the length of her hair. And I remember joining in one or two times just because me and the girl used to always joke around with each other. But when I look back at it, I'm like, you fucking fool. Like, you should have been taking up for her. You should have been, nigga, don't be talking about her like that. Like, nigga, don't be talking about her short because her hair is shorter. Like, a lot of black women go through this and being teased because of certain things. You get teased because of your shape. You know, early on, the same niggas gonna come back and be on you because of it. You know, I have to go through that. You know, my youngest daughter is shapely, and early on when that happens, you know, the boys want to call you fat or big or all of that. But in high school, they're gonna be the first one trying to knock you down. So then you're sexualized. So you tease me for being thick or fat, but then now you done smelled your nuts and your dick get hard now. So you want to lust after me now because of those same reasons. So yeah, I agree with you. The rap culture, and damn, it's such a broad topic because we have not changed the demand in the music. A lot of these records are pushed. A lot of these ignorant ass records is what they play on the radio, what they play in the club, what they play in the strip club. This is hot. You know what I'm saying? And those niggas are trying to get paid. So they keep making this bullshit ass music. That's what everybody want to hear. That's what everybody dance to. Even the TikTok dances. A lot of these TikTok dances that are kids. I don't get how Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion makes a TikTok dance to WAP or something like that, like for kids, or one of these dumbass songs that's degrading women is a TikTok dance. Okay, the dance is cool, but do you hear what the fuck they saying in the background?
Yeah.
So I agree with you, man. We got to do better with that. Somehow, I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah,
but we definitely got to do better with that. I've always was told that in America, the ratio for men and women is 5-1. And I did some research. I think maybe the numbers have fluctuated a little bit. Maybe it's 5.5 or 4.8 or whatever. But that's pretty much the ratio. So it has been perceived and believed to be that it's easier for men because there's so many women available, right? Because it's 5-1 in the dating world. Before I let you take the floor, I'm gonna ask you a question about this. I think that number is bullshit when you really look closely. So let's say for a person like myself, I'm a middle-aged black man, or I don't know if I would call myself, I don't know what my age falls under, but 37-year-old black man, right?
Right.
For me, I'm just gonna keep it real. It's only 12 black in America. We're only 12%. So I want to say at least half the country ain't even attracted to black men. Half the women in the country. I know there's some white girls that are, but some aren't. So you got to at least take off that 2 of that 5-1. That takes it down to 3-1. So now if that 3-1, out of those 3 women, nowadays, 1 is gay. 1 out of 3. So that's going to take us down somewhere to 2-1. Half of those women are only going to go after you or be attracted to certain things about you, such as financial status or clout or whatever the case may be. So really, to me, it's like 1 to 1.5 as far as availability in dating. So with that being said, I want to know what you think about that.
I want to add that if you're talking about black men and Latino men, our jails are what? Probably 60%. Back when I did research years ago, it was like 40 something or almost 50. So now it's probably 50, 60% of men are black and Latino men are in jail. So, I mean, we can say, okay, that doesn't count with our numbers as far as, in society, but I think it does. So, I don't. I agree with you that all that is considered all that is probably not in consideration for the 5-1. Get my words right, but yes, I would say that I don't think 5-1 is accurate because of everything you just said. There we go.
Exactly, and that's what I'll be saying. Like, it ain't as easy. You feel me? Unless like you're a certain type of a man, it ain't
Right.
as easy for us in the dating world because the options aren't strong like that. You know what I mean? Like the options aren't strong, and I'm not saying it's any easier for women. I know you guys got your own struggle yourselves,
Right.
but I just wanted to touch on that because I thought that 5-1 was a little misleading once you break it down and start thinking and analyzing it.
You're
I think
right.
it's a little misleading.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? It's hard out here for a pimp. It's hard, man. It's hard. Um, so
Yes.
as far as this is kind of run into that question. What do you think? What do you think about like women making the first move? Now, I'm not talking about necessarily sexually, but if there is a date or a situation where 2 people are kind of like low key feeling each other, but neither one of them want to speak on it because you maybe are, I wouldn't say afraid, but you don't want to get rejected or you want to be wrong. So, what do you think? What do you think about a woman who makes that move and say, "Okay, I'm gonna speak on it"? Do you think that's a sign of weakness, or do you think that's a sign of weakness towards a man or a woman? Like, what do you think about that?
Mm. Well, I know men. If we talk about sexually, men love when a woman make the first move. I know that for sure. But as far as speaking up or just saying what she wants, I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't see nothing wrong with it. I know, like for me, I'm a little old school. Like I'll never say nothing first to a dude. I just won't. I may flirt, smile, laugh, but I'm never gonna say nothing. But I think if a woman likes what she likes, or knows what she wants, she should go after it. You know what I mean? So um, I think it's a good thing. It's not bad.
That's what I think. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect a woman to make the first move, but it's like, especially if you really taking them serious, you know, as a dude, you try not to be too aggressive because you don't
Right.
want to fuck up the mood, but at the same time, you don't want to miss out. But it seems like today's women, man, it's really, you know, they make it difficult, make it hard. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, man. It's just the error, man. It seems like it's not as simple as it used to be. You know.
I think it depends on the generation too, because I know like some females like want a guy to seek her and make the first move. Um, I know a lot of women probably want that versus them not making it, you know. But then I know it can be tough on a man because they're like waiting for that go, so they don't get rejected either. So that's a tough one. I know that's probably tougher for
Exactly. It's, e-
men.
even in uncomfortable situations. So that kind of segues into the next topic. Kind of runs into each other. You know, it is difficult because you don't want to, you know, cross those lines with the wrong people and then make the
Right.
relationship awkward at that. Like after that. So should or is it a good idea for them to pursue that, or do you think it can damage a friend? Let's say like if someone's been friends with somebody for a long time, um, and they start feeling each other, sort of like a brown sugar. I've always thought of it as a brown sugar situation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
What was his name on
That's
Brown
such
Sugar?
a cute movie too. I used to
Yeah, it's
watch
like a
that
dope
over and
movie,
over. Yeah.
man. Dope ass movie. It's
Uh,
like I've always thought of it like that. You feel me? If you friends with somebody first, I think you get to know everything about them like genuinely, because when you're just a friend with somebody, you ain't got shit to hide. You know, they know your struggles, they know the
right.
bad part about you, they know your
Right.
attitude. You guys know each other all the way. So there's no surprises when you're friends first because you're not
Right.
courting that person. So I've always thought, okay, you guys, if there was some romantic feelings involved, you can transition that into a dating situation. But I know there's a lot of people that believe, okay, what if it don't work out? Then how's the relationship look after that? Um, I think that it can be bad depending on who the people are, but it doesn't have to be bad if you break up with somebody. I think
Right.
you can break up with somebody and you can still be friends. I don't think it damages anything. So I want to know what do you think about that? Do you think that that can happen, or do you think that's a bad idea coming from a woman's perspective?
Hmm. That's kind of tough because I think I've had guy friends where I'm like, I wouldn't want to cross that line with you. But I think me learning now that sometimes men can provide different support. So, like, you may have a man in your life where you can kind of compartmentalize. So, he may be emotional support for you, he may be mental support or physical, right? There's women that use men for sex, right? So, with that being said, um, I think it depends on what purpose he serves in her life because a lot of times, at least the relationships that I've had with men that I don't, like, I would say in a sexual or a romantic way, I really enjoy their conversation. I really enjoy their company. Um, I guess it's more emotional, and that's where the friendship maybe come from: mental, emotional stimulation, but not physical. So, um, I think that it's for you to cross that line and go there. It probably would be good for the relationship, but I don't know. I don't see how it could really necessarily be bad unless somebody's just not attracted. to that person sexually or just romantically and sexually. Because a lot of times when men get friend zoned or women get friend zoned, it's because somebody doesn't like somebody like that. That's what I think. Or they just know they're a good person and they may genuinely like them, just not attracted to them.
Facts. I agree. I think it has to be more something along those lines because I mean, to me, I'm a logical thinker and I go off logic. So logically, dating a stranger or somebody that you don't know or you're trying to get to know, you're taking a chance on having a bad situation. You don't know this person. Of course, when you first meet somebody, you're not meeting the real person most of the time. They putting on a front.
You're meeting the representative.
You're meeting the representative. You're definitely gonna pull out all the good shit for the first couple months to get her or to get him. And when you get him, the real you come out. So I think
to the outside, right? Outdoor,
exactly.
Outside. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Like I think you're taking a bigger risk doing that because you don't know the motherfucker. Mm-hmm. So whereas if somebody that you know and let's say you guys never liked each other, but that other person is attractive to the other person and vice versa, I don't think it can be bad. Let's say the relationship don't work out. You know what I'm saying? If depending on the person, if you're dating that person, likely you're thinking, okay, you never know what's going to happen in a relationship. Let's say that first. But if you know the person's intentions, you know the chance of getting cheated on, you know the chance of this and that.
Right.
I think if the relationship don't work, I don't think that it's a cutoff from being friends. I mean, I've been in relationships that didn't work and still friends. Like nothing happened. Like there's still a friendship there. So I don't think that should be a roadblock right there, in my opinion.
Well, we probably are doing it backwards, where we're, like you said, we're really supposed to be friends first, get to know each other, then get into the sexual and romantic relationship. But we do it the opposite.
We want instant gratification. That's why, men and women. You see somebody, you're attracted to them. You guys have a good night or a good couple nights, and the vibe is there. You feel okay. It's time to fuck. They cool. They this, they that. Let's get it. Like we all got needs, right?
Right. Let's go.
We all got. I'm not blaming or shading nobody for that. I understand we grown as hell, and everybody got needs, men and women.
Right.
So I get it. But if you're really trying to change the outcome, you got to change how you approach the situation.
Right.
You're gonna keep running into fuck boys with that approach instead of getting to know somebody first. Getting to know how they treat their mama if their mama alive, getting to know how they treat their sisters. A lot of that time, that will give you key things that you need to know about a man and how he talks to his mother, how he talks to his sisters, how he talks to any other women in his life that are blood related to him. Right. If he's cussing these females out, if he got a smart mouth to his mama, you think he not gonna call you a bitch? If he dissing his own blood relatives, females, you think he not gonna go cheat on you?
Facts.
Come on, man. Like that's what you gotta watch. Like, how does a man deal with the women in his life? Does he open the doors for his sisters? Does he open the doors for his daughters? Is he protective to his mother? You know what I'm saying? Those are all key things, and you can measure that. Like, I'm not blood related to him. I'm somebody that he wants to fuck for the rest of his life,
right?
And he can replace me with anybody. So, I think those are the signs that we ignore, and Absolutely. We are doing this ass backwards, in my opinion.
Yep.
Literally. Ass backwards. Damn. I didn't know I wrote so many topics on dating. Shit. Segue into the next topic. We're both in our 30s, been in the dating world, have courted, have been.
I'm not.
In your past experiences or what you've seen from those around you, who do you think plays more games or is not straight up in the dating world, men or women?
That's an interesting one because I know women that aren't straight up, and then I've experienced men not being straight up. So, but I know women too that are straight up. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna answer his call. I don't want to talk to him. Well, why you give him your number? And why you don't tell him? Just tell him you don't talk to him. If he keeps calling you, just tell him. So, I think both. I don't think it's one over the other, in my opinion.
I think it's both too. I mean, I have to still lean. I have to still lean more on men more a little bit. I think women. It's only not all women play games. It's a select bunch. Most women will be straight up with their intent. Most.
Right.
There are some that aren't, but most of them will. Women are like, I don't think women are just set to play game that. They're not set to play game. Men, however, men we burn. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of us that, got families and shit, and we hide the fact that we got families or kids or wives or whatever it is. And
I'm gonna say men now too, because when I tell you, boy, what I've experienced, the men, what? Be having families, like you said, live with women and don't be straight up. Like, it's crazy. And here's the thing: they may never say nothing if you don't ask. Some of them will answer the question if you ask, but other than that, they won't even say nothing. It's crazy. So I'm gonna have to go back and say for sure more men. Yes.
Yeah, I agree, man. It be that shit right there. And I mean, I'm not going to completely get on my niggas that do that. I'm not saying it's right, but I think this goes a little deeper. From the beginning of time, man, in the Bible's days, if you believe in the Bible, throughout the course of history, man, men have had multiple women, multiple wives, concubines. I know in the Israelite belief, you're allowed to have multiple wives. Whoever you sleep with is your wife, but you got to take care of them. From my understanding, that's what they believe. Yeah. So if you having sex with 5 or 6 women, those are your wives, and you have to take care of them under that belief system. And King David was murdering niggas so he could fuck their wife, and he was one of God's favorite people, which doesn't make a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, throughout the history,
they say side chicks is winning. So there's that contradiction there where they say side chicks is winning because side chicks, they don't deal with the real man, the real relationship. They deal with maybe the fun him, the outside him or the exterior him. Let me say the exterior. So you get to see him when he's out, fun, feeling good, but you don't get to be with him at home when he, is the other side. I would say, just whatever that is,
Right.
But I've heard that too about like side chicks winning. They get to be taken out, they get to have the good time.
So. Well, I've heard a different perspective from some women that, it's so much of a shortage of men that sometimes you got to share a nigga. Because
no, that's not true. That is not. I've heard people say that is not true. But I think
you ain't sharing no nigga, Jeffrey. You wouldn't share a nigga.
Not true. Huh? What'd you say?
I said you wouldn't share a nigga.
No. I am not sharing no man. I'm sorry. Nope. And you're not gonna make me believe that either, because I've heard men say like comments to try to make me believe, it's just I think that men want what they want, so they'll try to get with you, and they have people at home. Now, there's a lot of men that are single, but I would say, yeah, no, I don't believe it. I've heard too many people say that, but I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree or disagree. I say to each his own. Um, you, you know, me, I don't want to have 4 wives because I don't want to deal with 4 different periods. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with 4 different attitudes. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to deal with
Right.
4 different motherfuckers in a bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I can't do it if I want to sleep with multiple women or do my thing in the streets. I just say single. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no girl. I'm about to do my
Right.
thing. I'm about to smash everything that come around me.
Right.
There's no judgment there.
Crazy.
You know, so that's what I definitely think about that. I think just be straight up and honest about what you want to do, and I think people will respect that more on the man and the woman side.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Switching gears because the dating thing is making my stomach hurt. It's so fucked up. You know, got
Got a
motherfuckers
long way to
believing,
go. Long way to go.
man, got us believing we're gonna be single forever. Shit.
No.
That's the belief, man. That's what I'm starting to think, man. I'm losing
You
hope.
feel me?
I'm losing hope in this shit. I'm losing hope in this shit. I think
you just gotta find the right one. Right
so
one.
much
I
easier
know
said than
we
done.
both been told that, right? Like you gotta find the
Yes.
right one. Like
With
when?
like when? Where? Like, huh? Who? Who is the
Right.
right one? How do you know? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, shit. That's giving me a headache, man. Whew. I got a headache. Who got some? I need some weed. We almost done. um,
Oh.
Switching gears off the dating. Everybody was happy when Juneteenth became a national holiday for some reason. Me, I yawned and I rolled a blunt and I was just like, man, I cannot believe what the fuck I'm seeing. These motherfuckers is really happy over this becoming a holiday. Then do some research. 15 states, it's illegal to teach about Juneteenth. Why is that not bothering anybody? In 15 out of the 50 states, which is percentage wise, 15 out of 50. Let me see. 5 goes into 15 3 times, 5 going to 50 10 times. So 30% of the country is saying that it's illegal to teach about Juneteenth. That is blatant racism. Why, as black people, are we so passive about this shit and we let everything go? We always saying, well, it's a small victory, or that doesn't matter, or this doesn't matter, or we don't even address it. No one has said nothing about this. No one has said nothing about this. No one really gives a shit. Why are we so passive when it comes to racism in America? Why don't we want to talk about it? Why don't we want to address shit? Why do we overlook shit so much?
It's definitely bullshit. Bullshit. And I'm gonna say this now. Granted, I understand what Juneteenth is about. So respect, right? Respect to those that experience that day, that whole experience, and I appreciate that. Um, as a black woman. However, I do feel like that was a smokescreen to make it a federal holiday because one, we've been asking for run the reparations, but where are they? Won't even have the conversation, so that's another story. Um, and here's the thing: systemically and throughout our systems, education system, right? Um, they will not talk about. They don't talk about Juneteenth. They don't talk about the truth about Black history. So you want to make something a federal holiday, but these kids won't even be taught the truth. Not we ain't talking about Rose Parks. We ain't talking about Martin Luther King. We're talking about true Black history. They won't even talk about it in school. So It is what it is. It's a smoke screen, in my opinion. Smoke.
Those smoke screens that we experience, man, it's a smoke screen. Like you said, um, Juneteenth. I just became aware of Juneteenth about 6 or 7 years ago, and been doing my research and studying on it. And ever since then, I've been disgusted. Even before Kaepernick started kneeling, I've been disgusted with the national anthem. I've been disgusted with the American flag. I've been disgusted with July 4th of July, because how I'm trying to picture myself back in that era celebrating on the 4th of July when a certain percentage of my people are still locked up and held captive. How am I celebrating when there's people in slavery, black people in slavery?
Right. And it's crazy because when I was young in elementary school, I remember they wanted to make us stand up. I never wanted to. And I was like defiant. Like something was within me where I didn't even want to stand. I'm like, why I gotta stand? Like it just didn't make sense to me. Something told me. So it's crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy how we had that in us, honestly.
Yeah, like why am I standing?
Yeah, my parents didn't really talk about it like that. They didn't go into detail. Mm-hmm. But for some reason they used to say like, fuck the national anthem. Like my mama was a super Christian. She didn't curse or anything. She didn't have any hate in her heart, but she said, she used to always say, forget, the national anthem is BS, but she never said why. So I always felt a certain way about it too. Like I never wanted to stand or participate. Yeah, okay. No problem. No problem. Not a problem. Not a problem.
Look.
Oh yeah, she's still here.
Okay. I'm back.
Okay. Even to this day, man, like I go to high school basketball games or I go to public games and I look around when the national anthem comes and I look around at the black people are there and everybody's still standing with this shit. And I'd be like, why are y'all doing that? Still? All this information out and you guys still stand up for this bullshit? You know what I'm saying? Me and my sisters will be at the game. We'll be the only ones sitting down. My kids don't stand up. My kids used to be like, Dad, it's embarrassing, whoopty wop. But now they do their own studying and they like, yeah, they don't stand up either. They like, I'm not standing up for that. And I'm like, why are we still standing up, man? We still do this shit. We still stand up. We still love the national anthem. Fuck Juneteenth being a national holiday. Why don't we get rid of that bullshit ass song? Have you heard the original lyrics to that song?
Yeah, I heard about it. I was like, dang.
Bro, how are we ignoring that?
Respect to Colin Kaepernick, because
Man, respect to Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, I wasn't educated about it previous, to him doing what he did. So, yeah.
Yes. I fuck with Colin Kaepernick. Yes. Bullshit ass song. The 4th of July. How are we a whole country? And we have 2 different Independence Days. We can never be cohesive if we have 2 different Independence Days. Get rid of the 4th of July, and make Juneteenth Independence Day, because that's when everybody was independent.
Good point.
That's a victory right there.
Very good point.
Fuck, we need the 4th of July for.
That was good.
You know what I mean? You feel me? So yeah, it's a definitely something that we could go definitely deeper with. I think as blacks, we have to stop being so content, and we have to stop being so passive about this shit if we want change. Now, if we want to stay in this same old shit, then fuck it. If y'all like how everything is going and you feel safe dying and leaving your kids and grandkids here to this shit, y'all feel safe about that, then okay, go ahead and proceed and stay ignorant. But me, no. I don't feel right. I don't feel safe. I don't like it. So I know I'm only one man, but I'm gonna do whatever I can to help try to evoke change before I leave this earth.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, I love it. Love it. Love it. I'll make a shirt like that. 2 black kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Black. Yes. Damn, we had a nice show today, y'all. It went a little longer. When I'm having great conversations with great people, I could do this all day. So I apologize for the length. But this is only the beginning. We're just getting started again. We're fixing some things with the look, the production, promotion, everything is about to go to the next level. So for those that are watched later in the vote, for those who tuned in, we thank you for tuning in to Higher Learning. Myself, Tez, he got off, and Devery. We will be back again. We'll be back again very, very soon, hopefully within the next week for sure. We get someone else to come on. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to the Politic and Broadcasting Forum. Shout out to the team, Caleb, Brittany, Tony, Camila. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Devery. Shout out to Tez. Follow me on Instagram, HNS420, Facebook and Twitter. Follow Devery at
Ms. Dev, MISSD as in David, EV as in Victor.
Yes. Definitely tap into us. We're going to be coming at y'all with more topics. If anybody that tunes in wants us to talk about a certain thing, we are open to talk about everything. Just don't think because we talk Black Power or we talk about reform that we're racist. Ain't nobody a racist. Black people can't be racist by definition, like Paul Mooney said anyway.
We can never be racist. Sorry.
We can't be racist. You know what I mean? So, but we definitely want this conversation to improve. We want it to improve the world. So we're open to people, you know, in their perspective. So DM myself, DM Miss Deb, DM Taz, DM Brittany, the blogger is her Instagram, and we can definitely take topics from everybody. So we about to get up out of here on Higher Learning. You know, we learn at a high rate. We learn high. Some of us do. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
And I'm about to go get to my other Higher Learning. So thank you, Devery, for joining once again. And we'll see you next time. And we out of here.
Out. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Next. You're welcome.
Bye.